to,
So you wouldn't have to restart the whole thing, would you?
Oh, no, you shouldn't have. Only thing I'll take is, we'll have to go to the ODR.
And,
It's coming through that, the HDMI.
Mark Fossey did. He gave us a comment.
It's coming through the,
we should be held accountable for it. They should have to sign something saying that this is what they're gonna do. I mean, or tell them one before they get on the board, this
So
way.
Mark
Do, but
Fossey-
it's not that much. It's
It's not that much.
$1,000
It's
total.
$1,500.
I never used
That's
an
all I know.
API.
Yeah, but they also should be buying a table at an event, or they should
No, me
be
too.
sponsoring an event, do something.
But that is not what.
You have
it
this
is.
But you know,
It's
CM
Jim
total.
Right.
1,500 total.
We have
But
like
St.
a
Margaret's,
three.
when I was on Franciscan,
What time
you
is it?
had to donate a certain amount of money, and you had to buy a table at all their events, every gala.
We don't have that though.
We don't have it, but Kevin Dabbers and Cal College had to do the same thing.
Yeah. Ray and I had to buy,
So
we had to go to the event.
We had Mark Fossey. And he also just gave us like $15,000
That's okay.
as a donation.
For the full screen. I'll, let me try.
It's fine, just exit out of it. Yeah, so go to the settings.
Larry,
You know how they get full screen on a Chromebook?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Wow, Sanibel's up to 3,400.
You just did that.
It says press F4.
F4? Jimmy, F4.
At the top of your keyboard, press full screen or F4.
Oh, F4.
Did that work?
No.
It says, or try F11.
That's loud. That's not.
You know, some of this.
Yeah, try that.
Hero,
Yeah,
Nuno,
that's what you know.
RONNEAU.
Oh, no, she's been,
First one.
she has been bidding on that.
All right, you know what, let's not worry about it. If you want that, you gotta do it a week at a time. Let's test the audio real quick. You got it, and you got, this is mic 1.
Yeah.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Look at the levels on production truck, is it good?
Yes, sir.
It's good, okay. Testing mic 2. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. You might have to turn the gain up on that one. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay.
That candy basket was at 85.
Mariana, will you need this raised at all?
What? What time is it?
6:30. You guys ready?
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
So remember to wait for the delay to go on the
I know.
Mary Ellen put lipstick on.
Of course.
I did too.
Can you put the description in the title on YouTube?
Yes, sir. How you know what?
So how long am I up here, Paul? Or just till like 6? What do you bring in?
On it, for now, you're gonna be looking at this.
Okay, before we start, so we haven't talked about being able to show some of those things later on.
At
So-
what point should I bring like that wagon or this so that it can be visible on the screen?
You could try to think about where you can move. I mean, because
I was gonna say, see if you can move it. See if that was.
okay. So like,
I can bring it like over to that couch.
Or is it,
I mean,
You can do that.
you can do this. I mean, as long as you just, or when you move that wagon,
Mm-hmm.
you can move it right in the middle of the space, right?
Like where the garbage
in between
can
the
is?
desk and the cart.
Wait, so I'll put this card out of the way for now.
Yeah. I mean, like just right here. You could bring it just like right here. I can
Okay,
even move it there right now for the time being if you want.
okay. Because I can put this one up on a table, I can put that, and then this one I can always move over to.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can leave this one right here for now.
Because there's a point down the road where I'm going to highlight some of our things.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Media Center here at Bishop Noll Institute in Hammond, Indiana, and to the 2021 Big Reinvent, our second virtual big event version here at Bishop Noll. Tonight, what we are doing is raising funds in our largest single-day scholarship fundraiser that we have every year at Bishop Noll for our students here in the grades 9 through 12. My name is Paul Mullaney. I have the privilege of serving as president here at Bishop Noll, and we have our team assembled to guide you through the evening with our virtual Big Reinvent and the live auction that is taking place currently online, virtually. And so we have a fun-filled evening, and we have our goals set very high. The purpose of tonight is to raise more than $50,000 to benefit the scholars who attend Bishop Noll here. And we are in our 100th year, so we have a lot to celebrate. We have more than 100 auction items that are at your disposal, and the good news is many of you have been looking at those auction items and actually bidding on them since last Thursday. So for the last 9 days, you've had a head start. If you haven't had a chance, we ask you to go online to bigreinvent100.givesmart.com. That's just like it sounds.
Big event.
Big event 100.givesmart.com, and you should see a scroll on the bottom of your screen throughout this broadcast, this live stream, to share that URL and that login for you. And so I want to introduce right now our Director of Advancement here, Mary Ellen O'Neill. Mary Ellen, how you doing tonight?
Good, Paul. I'm great. How are you?
Doing real well, and waiting for an exciting evening. I know that in the 9 days that have led up to this, with the bidding opening last week, we've seen a lot of excitement generated already. It kind of all heading to down the stretch in the next hour and a half.
Yeah, we've seen the auction items really kind of, you watch who's bidding back and forth, over a couple of days, and then all of a sudden a whole new group of people start bidding, and we've been adding items, and it kind of brought the excitement a couple steps further, and yeah, we're doing great. There's some great items and an awful lot of interest.
So we want to thank all of our viewers out there and all those who aren't viewing but have been involved and engaged with us and have begun bidding. So thank you to all of you who have taken the leap so far and who will continue to do so, and who are looking at your top items, the things you want to bring home tonight. So we thank you for that. But maybe you can paint a picture, Mary Ellen, for just the process of what we want people who are watching at home and following on their phones and on their computers, what we want them to experience tonight.
Well, it's our largest single day fundraiser that we do every year. Some of you years ago used to attend the Emporium, which was in existence for about 25 years. And then about 5 years ago, we switched over to the big event, something a little more casual, but still a fundraiser here at the school with auction items and raffles and just a lot of good camaraderie among alumni and friends. And last year with COVID, we needed to pivot pretty quickly, and we moved to a completely virtual auction. We still had our raffle, and then we also ask for donations, some sponsorships and donations to help us with our student scholarships. All of this money goes to student scholarships.
So before we get into the different pieces of what all forms the success of tonight's event, I want to take a minute here to introduce members of our team. We've already met Mary Ellen here, who's the Director of Advancement, and working back in the corner back there, we have Julie Sandoval from our advancement team, and I think they're back there. Yeah. Okay. Julie's back there. Okay. You see Jen Florak back there, also our communications expert and member of our advancement team. And that other young lady you see in the far back there is our principal, Lorenza Hada-Pastrick, who has been very engaged with our advancement team in getting this ready, and also will be joining us up here on the microphone in just a short while. So we thank all of you and want to introduce our team, and we thank their team and your team, Mary Ellen, for doing all the work. It takes a lot of effort to get this to where it is tonight and coming down the home stretch. So the members of the team here, our donors and stakeholders there, wherever you are, thanks for being all a part of this. So Mary Ellen, there's 3 ways that the scholars here at Bishop Noll benefit from the big Reinvent. You want to go through the ways? We have the live auction, we have donations, and
Sure.
we have the raffle, right?
Sure. Well, our raffle is now closed because we are going to be drawing at the end of this evening. So we have a raffle with a $5,000 first prize, and then we have a silent auction, which is going on right now. It's been, as Paul said, it's been going on since last Thursday. We have, I think, about 90 items right now. We had a few items that we added last night, but we've got about 90 items. People have been bidding, and all price points. So something for everyone. There's sports, there's travel, there's some kind of health and beauty. There's a lot of really nice sports memorabilia. There are some nice libation packages. There's a variety of things, and so we hope that you'll take a look at all of the things we're offering tonight and bid on something if it piques your interest. And that is a big part of tonight. The other way of raising the critical funds for our student scholarships is the sponsorships and donations. And you can give at whatever level is most comfortable for you, and we hope that you will do that.
Yeah, and we have, I noticed in the last couple hours, just the activity that has taken place today, and it's kind of grown throughout the day.
Yes, it has.
Can you explain real quickly? I know one of the things that we have encouraged some of through people who have visited the site and who have seen it, and through some of the texts that they have received, is to use the auto bid function.
Absolutely.
Do you want to mention that, because some people may have said, "Geez, I bid on this, and then as soon as I bid on it, somebody outbid me."
Sure. Well, auto bid makes it really easy, especially if you're home with your kids and you got to step away and you've got to answer the phone or whatever else you've got going on in your house. The auto bid function is great because you can set the bid that you will go as high, like the highest you'll go on a certain item. If something right now is bidding at, let's say, $125, and you're willing to go as high as $350. You auto bid that right at $350, and every time somebody outbids you, the system automatically increases your bid until it reaches $350.
Increases your bid on the minimum increment.
Correct.
So there's increments set for each item.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for
right.
clarifying that.
So just to make sure that doesn't just take you right to the
No, it won't take you right to
maximum bid.
350.
Right.
It'll go up the minimum increments until you
Right.
get there, and
So-
then it'll stop. And other people may then outbid you.
Yeah. And then you might know that you might know that you're competing against somebody who did auto bid, but you don't know where that auto bid stops.
Exactly.
Yeah, so-
Exactly. And a number of
Nor do
people
we know.
Ex-
So I just want to clarify that too for everybody.
We do not know
Yeah.
where it will go, but a number of people are using that function tonight, and it's worked really well.
Yeah. So let's talk the donations piece again. Some people will not be successful in getting the items that they wanted to gain tonight.
Right.
But they do have that option on the donations piece. So to do that, everybody has to register because this is an online
Yes.
gift. So you want to go through real quick, just if somebody would like to donate, maybe bidding is not their thing.
Right.
And so they start out by going to the website, which is Big Event 100, symbolizing our 100th year. So it's bigevent100.givesmart, as it sounds, .com. And then what do they do?
Then you will go be directed to the home page, and there's a tab at the top called My Info, and that's where you register yourself to get into the site, and that's when you're able to start bidding and making a donation if you choose. There's a button right there at the top it just says donate, and you can select whatever level. There are several different levels that you can you can choose from and make a donation that is most comfortable for you.
Okay, very good. I also want to make sure that we give a shout out here to our technical assistants here. We have Josh Beaudry from WJOB helping us out. So Josh, thanks for joining us tonight with a little assist from Jimmy Mullaney, who is one of our alums here at BNI. So thanks, gentlemen, for stopping by and helping us get this out to our stakeholders and our BNI family here tonight. So let's talk a little bit about the premium items, as we call them, because what's going to happen tonight is at 7:30, the tops, we identified 6 items that seem to have a higher interest, has really piqued people's interest. So those items will close for bidding promptly at 7:30.
Correct.
Right. And so we can talk a little bit about them, and if this is probably a good time to do that, to highlight some of those items. And you want to start, I know there's one right off the top that's listed as number 1 that I know that you and I are both familiar with the accommodations down there on Sanibel Island. It's a beautiful condo that has been donated by Mark and Sharon Clossy. Mark is a board member here at Bishop Noll and is a member of the class of 1976. And it's a beautiful condo right on the ocean, and that's one of the premier items.
It is. If you've never been to Sanibel Island, it's a beautiful, beautiful island in the Gulf, and it is the seashell capital of the world. And Mark and Sharon's condo is right there on the beach. It also has a pool. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, recently renovated. And I've been there before. You stayed there last year. It's a beautiful place. And right now, it is currently, the high bid is $3,400. This is for 1 week at their condo. And so if you're looking for a vacation with your family, there's lots of room in this condominium, and it would be a great vacation for a family.
Very good.
Yes. So
Others.
bit on that. The next one is our Bishop Noll Fieldhouse sponsorship. This is something we've been doing for several years. Our Fieldhouse, you're able to have the Fieldhouse in your name, your family's name, whatever name you choose, for 1 year. We have a ceremony usually at one of our home basketball games in January, and we present you with the sign that will be raised into the Fieldhouse and hang for the following 12 months.
That's always been a very popular item, and right now it's very much affordable. It's at $400. It's been much higher in past years.
It has gone for a couple $1,000s in the past, so $400. We'd like to see a few extra bids on that.
Yeah, and by the time next year comes, we anticipate some much more filled gyms after what we went through this past year with COVID. So
yes.
So that is an opportunity to help us out, help the students of Bishop Noll out, and also recognize maybe somebody who's near and dear to you and your family.
Sure, and many families who've had several children go through Bishop Noll will do this to honor their parents, for making the sacrifice to send them all to Bishop Noll, and list all of their family members on the sign. So that's a great item. The next one is a golf experience at North Shore Country Club in Glenview. This is donated by George and Mary Fitzpatrick, and George is the class of 1972. He has graciously offered to golf with 3 people and for 18 holes of golf at this beautiful course that is private, and so you have an opportunity to play on a course that you normally would not have access to, and lunch. And currently that is at where are we at here?
700.
We're currently at 700.
I might add, Mary Ellen, that that course there at North Shore has hosted the U.S. Open and Western Open back in time, and it's a very beautiful course and very historic course. It's a great opportunity for the serious golfer. So, that's a wonderful opportunity. And George and his wife Mary have been generous with a couple other gifts, including one that's going to be closing at 7:30. Is that correct? That
is correct. It's called Life is a Cabernet, and George has donated 6 premium bottles, premium red wines from California, and with a value of over $650.
Yeah.
So if you are a wine drinker, like like me, you will covet these. They're great wines. I've been kind of keeping my eye on those tonight as well.
Well, we won't go through all of these items right now, whatever. But if you are a golfer, there are multiple and numerous golf opportunities on the auction items tonight. I think there's at least 6 opportunities at 6 different courses, including our Bishop Noll golf outing itself. Some, most of them are here in the region, and of course the one at North Shore is a little bit special there. And the wine, there's numerous libation items tonight.
Yes, there are.
So
we'll go into detail with those in a little while.
Okay, that sounds good. So feel free to go look at all the items, because it's not just one wine item or one golf item. There's a lot more there to look at throughout the evening. I also want to mention, with George being a member of the class of '72, I know their class is discussing plans for next year, because next year will be their 50th reunion.
That's right.
So
I've heard the plans are underway.
They have been talking to each other. I know that's the case, and
Yes.
So for all the members of the class of '72, we'd love to see you next year here at Noll, and come back out and help support, and also get back and reunite with one another. Everybody's looking for that reunion possibility coming off of COVID, because everybody wants to get out and
They want to get
and
out.
socialize, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. What else?
Paul, why don't you talk about the next one? This was your brainchild, and I thought it was a great idea. And wow, who would have thought we'd be?
Well,
doing
Teresa
so well.
Razwicki is a very special person here at Bishop Noll. She likes to be known as the Polish grandma, BNI's Polish grandma, and she has had her children, her grandchildren, attending Bishop Noll. Many of you know the Razwicki families have ever since the kids came here, the 80s, maybe earlier. I'm not exactly sure of the entire history, but she has blessed us over the years with every now and then dropping off some beautiful and delicious pierogi that she hand makes, and these are good sized pierogi too. I mean, I've had the pleasure of imbibing on those pierogi from time to time, but we asked her, just would she consider doing some that we could raffle off. So there she is graciously made for us, and a batch of potato pierogi, which is in our premium category, and then a batch of sauerkraut pierogi, which 150 in each of these prizes. And we had to, would you believe me if I told you that we had to hire a security firm to make sure that nobody knows where they are hidden right now? They are frozen in a secret location, but they're very, very valued items.
Yes,
so
they
as,
are. They
as
are
you can
coveted.
tell by the price, so 150 of these potato pierogi are currently at $370. If I'm reading this, I got to hit refresh to make sure that it hasn't gone up even higher here, because that's amazing. 370. I think the sauerkraut are two something. Let's see, they're down. They go at 8 o'clock, not 7:30. But where's the kraut pierogi? Did I pass it up? I'm looking for it here on my screen. Oh, there it is. 220 for the kraut. So pretty impressive. So Mrs. Razwicki, thank you so much for your love for BNI and for your efforts to help us raise money for our scholars tonight. And you guys all out there have the opportunity to have to eat some pierogi that you've never unlike you've ever experienced before.
Absolutely.
So
Do we have time to show the wagon, or do we?
I think so. Josh, you think we can show that? Okay,
show
so
one. Just
so we're gonna show this the wagon. It's since Mary Ellen doesn't have her microphone there, I'll just mention it's a item called Off the Wagon. It's number 6 on your auction item list, and you can come back and talk about it if you want, Mary Ellen, but I'll just mention that to read it here, the assortment of spirits comes just in time for all of your summertime entertaining or tailgate parties. Use this great wagon for all of your gardening too, your outdoor needs, because the wagon comes with it. But if you could, if you look at your image on your website, the values of these, well, the value is what?
$850.
It's an $850.
Over $850.
Over $850 is the value of these items, and it's currently at $680.
Yes.
So you have a little over a half hour now
Right.
to take advantage of these, and it's there for the winning if you're so inclined. So it's a great prize. This is a staple of our big event auction, and
We've done this for a number of years, and it's always popular. And this is donated by our advancement team, our administrative team, and our staff here at Bishop Noll. So everybody donates a bottle, and we also have some kind of neat accessories: glasses, a martini shaker, some napkins, and a cool, those I know popular now in drinks are to have the oversized ice cubes, and so we got one of those really neat ice cube trays. So, and then the wagon, which is a great tailgate wagon.
and let it be known that this doesn't come into the media center only on a day when the kids are not here in
Right.
school.
This has been hidden away in my office with a big blanket over it.
Yeah. So that's great. So those are those 6 items that we just went over make up the premium items that will close for bidding at 7:30.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to get your bid in before that 7:30 time comes, because once that 7:30 bell rings, everything's those are going to come down automatically. So anything about that closure time we need to mention other than what I just said?
It will close exactly at 7:30.
Okay.
So synchronize your cell phones because it's the cell phone time.
Okay. Very
And
good.
if none of these are interesting to you and you would like to support Bishop Noll, don't forget you can always make a donation right here online. And this will stay open after tonight, after not the bidding, not the silent auction, but your ability to make a donation over the next couple of days still exists. That will not close tonight. And I did want to mention, we'll start a little class competition here tonight. I was taking a look at some of the people who've made donations thus far, and the class of 1976 are our heroes right now. Several people have made donations from the class of 1976. They are the leaders at the moment. So if there are any other classes who would like to take on a friendly competition, just know that the class of 76 are the winners right now.
And Josh, we weren't able to get the scroll up, were we? No, okay. But if you do go onto your website, we will share that with you, that a scroll of all the people who have donated, and we'll make that known so that those people get their due in the coming days as well.
Yes.
Yeah, as well. So that's great. Very good. I would make mention too that almost of the 100 items up there, because it's actually hit more than 100 with these the sports items
okay.
that have gone up. Almost all of the items on display here on the website have received bids. There are a few that have not received bids, and I think those who are registered will probably be getting a text about coming up here to say that these items are still available and do not have any bids yet. So feel free to take a look at them. So that means they're at a lower opening rate, and some of those sports memorabilia things are included in there, but. Other than those, I think most everything here has received pretty much a bid, so that's a positive thing. So
It really is.
it really is. So, all right, well, thank you much. In a second here, we're going to call up Lorenza Hadapastrick. So, Mary Ellen, thanks for everything, and
I'll stop back in a little while to show off some other things that we have for auction tonight. There are some great items, and there's a great lottery basket. There's some other great libation packages, and I'll stop in a little while to talk about those.
Very good. Grissom,
Okay.
yeah, thank you very much. And there's
Sure.
some great items, like I said, that have not been bid on yet. So check it out, and we'll hopefully see some bidding on those as we go through the evening. So we're down to our last. Almost a little bit more than a half hour for those first closure, and then almost a little bit more than an hour then for the remaining bids as we go through. So I had the privilege of working with this next young lady here, who is our academic and school leader here in the building, our principal, Lorenza Hadapastrick. And Lorenza happy big Reinvent Day.
Amen. We've made it through the first year of COVID, and here we are at the big Reinvent, take 2 through the pandemic.
We've been able to sit at a distance here, remove our masks for the evening,
and we're both vaccinated, so that's also a plus.
And that's a beautiful thing too. So so I do recall a year ago on this event when we came here, we got here in the midst of a downpour.
I do remember that vaguely. I remember I was here late in standard Pastrick form, and it was because I had to reroute.
Oh, so when you're late, you use your married name. Is that how that works? And not
no
not
offense,
your
Pastricks, you're right. I'd be a hot on that one.
So, but it was downpour that night.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I distinctly remember that, and just kind of like it was a downpour in rain. It really was a downpour in funds. I think last year we were able to make more money than we ever have at this event. We grossed about $70,000, and that all went back to the students this year. And what a great year to come back to the students, because this year our families have been plagued naturally with COVID. Families were in need of more supports and scholarships, and by the grace of God, through that downpour that evening, our viewers, our alum, our supporters were able to give us a downpour of funds.
There you go.
And hoping that you all caught the rain this morning, because I was soccer mom today, and it was raining today as well. It started off with a drizzle with my first daughter, so I think we're in the drizzle of the evening at the moment. And I think as we continue, we'll hit the downpour of my 4-year-old soccer game today, where it was actually raining.
There you go. There you go. So in less than 2 weeks, a fine group of young men and women are going to be graduating from Bishop Noll, and it's going to wrap up our 100th year, but it's also going to wrap up one of the craziest years we can ever had. So you want to talk a little bit about, because for when you really look at it, it's been really some great accomplishment to have done this.
Sure, absolutely. So just to give our viewers a little perspective on how Bishop Noll handled COVID in general, we were extremely mindful naturally about the safety of our students and our school community. So during summertime, myself, my admin team, the maintenance guys, the cleaning staff, we worked diligently to set up our building. And if you remember your old building, we used to have those doors that connected us. And the way that it worked, in an effort to make sure that all students had 6 feet, the teacher actually was maintaining 2 rooms. All students were 6 feet apart, and the teacher is maintaining everything virtually for the students who opted to stay at home. We kicked off on our scheduled beginning date, which was August 12th this year, and we haven't turned back yet. We did close a little bit for Thanksgiving, and then we were right back in gear. So, I'm so blessed with my staff. If there's one thing you can think of, if you were a student here at Bishop Noll, remember your fondest teachers, think of them. Because the teachers this year have had to do just such a task, such a daunting task of teaching 2 rooms, teaching virtually, the onslaught of just different type of teaching, right? So, if you're thinking like, hey, this teacher impacted my life, that's an opportunity for you to help one of our students as well when you're looking at the teacher perspective. So, so from the teacher perspective, it's been hard, but our students have persevered. A lot of times people are like, oh, kids are resilient, they'll get through this, but they have been through a challenging year. And needless to say, like our staff has been challenged, our students have been equally as challenged, but they have fought the good fight this year. I'm thankful to say that our senior class has taken the lead. I think in just their demeanor, in the sense that they have just showed what it meant to be like a true warrior this year. And I think that our students just followed suit. They saw the seniors, masking up. They saw the seniors respecting the guidelines that we set forth, and they all followed line. So, kudos to the class of 2021. It was a tough year. We have tried to do, things that we can do following CDC guidelines. We've had some cookouts outside. We've had a petting zoo here. We've done some celebrations with outdoor movies, things that were safer. But I think that our class of 2021 really took the lead this year in setting the expectations and following through. And it was a challenging year, and I'm so thankful that I had them as my leaders this year. I think it speaks volumes to their character.
And the achievers that they are as well. And if you look at some of the great schools that they're headed toward, I mean, this group is going to be achieving, and they're going to be right up there with our future leaders.
Absolutely. You know, from the top, you know, Carmelina Camiotti, who's our valedictorian, our salutatorian, Jackie Vasquez, you know, getting national honors through speech and debate, Jackie Vasquez and Abigail Kowalik. You know, you just look at this group and you just say they're just great kids. But on top of being great kids, they're going to do great things. And I really think that it's very much so the foundation that they came in with, fostered by their parents, but the foundation that we were able to continue to build upon here at Bishop Noll, really develop their character as young adults and kind of move them forward. So we have students going everywhere, you know, Notre Dame, Valpo, University of Illinois, Loyola, you name it, we got it, and we have it covered.
Is Jackie headed to Boston?
I don't know if she's committed yet.
Oh, okay. And but you know, and talk about the historic nature of our 100th year, and you mentioned Carmelina's name, set some history here herself in the fact that for the third straight year, Camiotti is our valedictorian.
Absolutely. A family of three and three valedictorians. As I told the mom at our Graduates with Distinction night, there were other parents there who were fortunate enough to have students with all their kids were graduates with distinction. So I would tell them when they were coming up, I'm like, all right, you're batting, you know, 4 for 4, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. But Miss Camiotti, I went up to her, I said, you're hitting home runs left and right. So you know, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, as a parent, I think we all strive for our children to do their best, but to actually create a culture in your home in which they're intrinsically motivated. If anybody has seen the coverage on Carmelina, they're just intrinsically motivated, and that's beautiful. They're driven independently, which is great.
Yeah, and so hats off also to I guess Our Lady of Grace School for producing the three of them too coming here. I know that we have a big group from St. Mary's at Griffith this year in our graduates with distinction.
We did. You know, our partner schools play such a role in the development. You know, when you look at our local partner schools, you know, from St. John the Baptist all the way to further south, you know, St. Thomas More, St. Mary's Griffith, you look at those schools and you just know that they have done their due diligence in forming our students not only in the faith, but preparing them academically to be successful. And I think that Graduates with Distinction was really a true teller that night. And one of the beautiful moments at the Graduates with Distinction was one of our students, Andrew Vasquez, selected Miss Susan Lapierre, a former principal here, to honor her that night. And Miss Lapierre passed away recently, but it was so beautiful to see the St. Mary's Griffith community come together to honor her. And I think that speaks volumes of our community. And you know, if any of you had Miss Susan Lapierre as a principal, as I did, you know that she impacted our lives, as many of the leaders at Bishop Noll, many of the teachers in our partner schools and at our schools here at Noll, really leave an impression and leave a true legacy in our hearts. So, you know, to Miss Lapierre and her family, she's always with us. She has been a pillar of our faith community in the diocese, and same for some others.
Yeah. And while we're at it, let's just throw our hats off to all of the principals and teachers and staff throughout our diocese. They all do great work.
Absolutely. My crew this year, all of us principals, we've been kind of in the trenches. In fact, my eyes are a little red today, and my joke was going to be, this is what happens when you're when you run school during a pandemic. But genuinely, yesterday we had our diocesan luncheon. The principals, many of whom are Bishop Noll graduates. You know, I was with the Ruiz. I was with Tom and Jackie yesterday. Matt Chico, Dr. Sam Francis. So many, you know, Nancy Repay, Dr. Joe, our superintendent, Sally Skronkowski. I don't want to miss anybody. Skronsky, thank you. Yeah. I call her Sally, so I don't know all the last names. But these are all Bishop Noll grads, and they're doing their due diligence to lead our future students, right? So it's really great to work in such a great community of principals that have just worked hard this year. So kudos to my crew, kudos to the teachers in the Diocese of Gary, and kudos to our students, because I think this really is a year that has tested everyone's character, but we've persevered through it.
And one, as you referenced earlier, one of the main reasons why we have had a successful year is through the efforts of so many people. But among that group are our stakeholders and our donors and our alumni, and most of our stakeholders are alumni, but you know, past parents and others who fit in the Bishop Noll family. What message do you have for them tonight as we, we go through this exercise for our scholars?
Sure. So this year, needless to say, whether you're an alum like myself, a supporter, it's been a daunting year. It's been a challenging year from all of us. I often refer to it as like a gut check, right? And I think when we go through all of these events and activities with our students this year, I'm often reminded of what helped me persevere as a leader, right? And I think that really comes to the growth that I made here at Bishop Noll. Whether it was me participating in student council, whether it was me participating in sports, whether it was you participating in sports, you participating in student council, those activities, those goals, those challenges, when I was watching the fine arts and seeing those students with the courage to dance, the courage to sing in front of their classmates, the courage to perform. I mean, when you look at what you learned in high school, I really think that a lot of the skill sets that we as adults, graduates of Bishop Noll have, really were developed here at Noll. And I think when I look at this opportunity from far away, whether you're in California, in China, wherever you might be, this is your opportunity to give back to somebody. A student that might not be able to attend Bishop Noll can benefit from your donation. Or just a student that needs some support from far away. And to me, to whom much is given, much is expected. And this is an opportunity for our alum, for our supporters to step up, And one thing I always say, when I check out and I put in my numbers, even if it's just $1 I click in or $5 I click in, no gift is too small to be appreciated because it makes a difference in people's lives. So if you're at the top and you've been given a lot, I encourage our donors to give what they can. Whether it's a big bill or a small bill, it's going into serving our community, Northwest Indiana, and serving our students.
And if you have $430, which I'm looking at right now, you can, in addition to helping our students, you might be going home with some pierogi.
Oh, there you go. Is the pierogi up to
$430?
There you go. I might have to go find our little Polish grandma and just go visit her and snatch them. I'll have them on the black market for everybody.
So, Mrs. Radzwicki, God bless you, and to all of our donors and alumni and our BNI family, God bless all of you for stepping up. That's just amazing to see this in action. Sanibel is at $3,400. We could still work harder on the BNI Fieldhouse. $400 still.
There you go. See, the field house, I was thinking about the field house earlier. Now, I know COVID hasn't packed our stands quite yet, but the reality of being able to name the field house after yourself, I used to be an athlete here once in the day, and you try to act like you own the field house, but you don't. Okay? None of us on the screen ever did. But this is really your opportunity to say, this is my field house.
That's right.
So what a great opportunity, whether you were like sixth man off the bench like me or you were a starter, what a great opportunity to put your name up there for a year and really just acknowledge the history of that space. Mary Ellen had mentioned doing it with a family. I come from a family as well. We're the Hadas. I have 5 of us that graduated from here. One opportunity to be like, hey, let's do something good. And really, it all goes back to the school, and that's the beauty of this event. Mm-hmm. So even though the field house is feeling a little lonely, we don't have to social distance from the sign. So, consider it. Consider putting your name, your family's name on the field house. Again, we all try to claim this is our house, but this can be your house at the right number.
Yeah. So and you mentioned family. So if you have 5 siblings and everybody puts in $200, it's an easy $1,000.
Absolutely. It's just that simple.
So you got about 20 minutes to get on the phone. Text,
there you go. I'll start texting my siblings. They're on.
Whomever. So we encourage all of you to check out all the items. And
one of the things that the family did this year, which I thought was so beautiful and such a beautiful event, is they did the field house in honor of their loved one. Yes. Their fallen family member. They named it after them, who was the beginning of a very long line of Bishop Noll alum. And I think what a beautiful way to honor a parent or a family member that maybe once upon a time was a basketball player, once upon a time was a football player. When I saw that and they came out, if you remember, there was a solid 30, 35 of them that came out to name the field house this year. And what another beautiful opportunity to honor somebody by naming them. And in naming them the field house after them, you're helping students.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. So we have, like I said, we've got the 6 items. Have another 18, 19 minutes or so before bidding closes on those, and we're doing very, very, very well here with this. Are there any items that jumped out at you, Lorenzo, when you saw it? It doesn't have to be the top 6. Anything that you thought would be wow?
Sure. So I guess as you think during COVID, when it initially happened, I would have said, "Hey, everybody, jump on this wagon thing," because I think that's what we all felt when COVID quarantine first occurred. So I really thought the Moscow Mule, the off the wagon opportunity, since it was hard liquor involved, I thought would do very well this year. Then I realized we've already kind of gone through that grieving stage of COVID, and I think we're at the point now where I know family has become really important, right? You're finding new things to do with your family in an effort to engage them. So I really liked the family game night opportunity. I have 4 children, so and we buy the same games about 800 times because we're not very good at keeping all the pieces. So I thought that was another fun basket for families. And then just, when you're looking at making a donation, you want to look at things that I think could enhance something in your home. So like even the Albanese basket, man, you could always use chocolates, right? It's something simple and sweet, and it's going to go a long way when you're having a bad day during COVID. So I looked at a lot of them through the lens of COVID and things that could really do well. The other thing, my husband was like, hey, we're vaccinated. Let's do some Sox tickets. Let's start to do some things again. So I looked at some of the Sox tickets as well. I am a Sox fan. My husband's a Cubs fan, but he supports his wife as a good husband would. So, there's just a lot of opportunity. And I looked at the house at Florida, too, the condo.
The Sanibel Island? Uh-huh.
Sanibel Island condo, because a lot of us are not doing those big, go highly populated places. What a nice little sanctuary that was donated to kind of do something with maybe just your family, something remotely, and enjoy the weather. And my brother went. He did it one year, and he really enjoyed his time there.
And I can tell you that the pierogi are now up to $4.50. It's just
pierogi. Babe, are you listening to that? My husband loves pierogi, so we better get on that.
That's great. Speaking of the White Sox, there are multiple White Sox items here today. There are tickets to 5 different games. So if you look at them, you go down to let's see if I can just for those who
now see some of the Cubs fan might be like, oh, shock! Everybody's handing out Sox tickets. Like some Cubs fans think that way. But truthfully, when you really look at not being able to experience something like a game in the last year, and really more so than just that, the opportunity to just go out there on a beautiful day, you can't beat that. Yeah. Whether it's a Sox game or a Cubs game, it's a beautiful weather. Go have a beautiful day with your family, a family of 4. Enjoy.
And we are planning, we don't have all the details yet because we've been in regular contact with the White Sox, but we do have an outing planned, and we'll have to know pretty soon, but they've just increased the seating allocation there at Guaranteed Rate Field. But on Sunday, July 18th against the Houston Astros, it's a Sunday afternoon. We still anticipate knowing soon and getting tickets out for that. The White Sox did donate a signed, an autographed Yoan Moncada photograph that's up to $85, but still available. So that's at the 8 o'clock group, and you got those 5 games that you get tickets for. And
I'm going to call out one of my brothers right now. My brother Joaquin enjoys a good gamble, and the Wichlinskis gave a really fun basket filled with lottery tickets. Lottery tickets. They have even $200 cash, $200 bills there. But for you gamblers that like to roll the dice, I think that's a pretty fun basket for anybody interested in rolling the dice and seeing if you win a big lotto. If you hit big, please feel free to donate some more to our students.
Yeah, I saw those couple Franklins sitting in the basket there.
Absolutely.
That was pretty impressive there. So just a friendly reminder here: 15 minutes or less than 15 minutes now on those premier items. Did I say anything about pierogi? Did we say?
You did.
Okay,
I need to go look at my phone if it's 15 minutes.
Well, we can let you go. We've got Sanibel Island. We got the Fieldhouse sponsorship. We've got North Shore Golf. That's the North Shore Country Club up north of the city. We've got Life is a Cabernet. That's at $525 right now. The value of that is $650. There's some great Cabernets.
Oh, there you go.
If you love your Cabernet, it's a great.
Well, and what a great
item.
opportunity to share that with others, right? Like if you get X amount of bottles of Cabernet, bring some good wine to a family event. As we're starting to see more people, since people are being vaccinated.
That's right.
So,
And off the wagon, you saw the wagon here a little while ago in detail. It's at 800, so it's a value of $850.
there's a lot of bottles in that wagon, folks.
It's a beautiful wagon, and the contents are pretty beautiful too. Yeah, right. So anyway, that's coming up. So Lorenzo, if you need to get to your phone, we'll excuse you.
I think that's about time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lorenzo.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we appreciate everything, and best wishes in the last couple weeks here with the students and coming, wrapping it up on the way to commencement.
Home stretch.
There you go. So anyway, I'm going to ask Mary Ellen to come back up if she can, and we'll talk to her in a second here. But just to remind you about some of these things that are, we've gone over the top items here, the premier items. Just to go over a few others that are here. We've got a beautiful metal frame photo from Pete Doria of the Trail in the Dunes. Pete usually is, he's a very accomplished photographer, especially in nature, and not too many dunes photographs come out that aren't Pete's. I mean, Pete's a great photographer there. We've got Lorenzo just mentioned the lottery basket, and maybe Mary Ellen can show that. Bring it to the table, Mary Ellen, if you can. This is the one that Lorenzo mentioned, and thanks to the Wichlinski family for setting that up. And Josh, maybe we can get a good look at that and some of the contents in there. Those two Franklins sitting right in the middle caught my eye. Plus, there's right away. Plus, a couple bottles of wine. And you want to talk about that a little bit, Mary Ellen?
It's worth $600, and there are 40 Indiana lottery scratch-off cards, which is worth $250. And then there's two $100 bills, so you are a winner immediately. 2 bottles of wine, and it's all packaged in a Longaberger basket. And if any of you ladies out there know I'm sure you all know what Longaberger baskets are, but they're collectibles. So this is worth $600, and I think, Paul, right now it's about $450.
$450 right now. The Lucky Lotto basket. It's item number 43. If you're watching, you're looking at it on your screen. So
somebody could be very lucky with these 40 scratch-offs.
That's right. And so thanks to Trish and Tom, Wichlinski, for Tom's brother Bob was a year closer to me in school, so I have to sometimes I have a little slip there. But Tom and Trish, thank you very much. They have their second son graduating here in a couple weeks, and great Bishop Noll family at the Wichlinskis. Yeah, thank you, Mary Ellen. There's other baskets available. The Sweet Treat basket is $115 going right now. That's done very well. That's number 19 on your screen there. Lorenzo mentioned the family game night. That's a $345 value. That's at $230 right now. So that's and that item, I can tell you, is a combination of some of the old time favorite games. Your Monopolies and Connect Four, and some of the classics from the old days, chess and checkers, and has some of the more modern fun games that some of the young adults have really come to like, such as Code Names and Articulate and all that. And there's a little Orville Redenbacher's popcorn to go in there too to help the cause. Blank Slate. That's one of the games that's kind of fun right now. So, anyway, that's just some of them. So we have another one, Mary. Is this the Moscow Mules you're going to show us here?
Moscow Mules.
Okay.
Let me get my microphone here. This is donated by Renee Nagdeman. She's our finance director here at Bishop Noll, and she always does something incredibly creative. So this year, she has put together this great Moscow Mule package, and I know there's a great Russian vodka, and then there's 3 other flavored vodkas. There's some great ginger beers. There's 4 great copper mugs. There's some other mixers. There's a travel bar set. There's coasters. There's a towel. There's a lot. There's a lot in there.
A lot there.
That's from Renee Nagdeman, and it's the Moscow Mule Basket. It's a great entertaining piece, and
What's the actual title of it? I'm looking for it.
I'm just here for the mules.
I'm just here for mules. I'm lost track of the number here. I'm looking forward to see where it's at. And I apologize for that. I should know these off the top of my head better than this. Get my thumb to work and finger to work too, but anyway, I'll catch up with that, and let you know I keep scrolling right past it. We mentioned the golf items earlier, so we have golf at Innsbruck, golf and cart for 4 at Innsbruck. That's currently at $275, and it's a $300 value. So that's good. The B&I golf outing is at $760. That's an $800 value. So there's room to go there still. Golf at Briar Ridge is at $450. That's a $500 value. So there are some good golf items that are there for the taking, including the golf at North Shore, which we had mentioned before as a premium item, and that is now at $750. Golf at North Shore Country Club, $750, and we are in the final 7+ minutes to go on that one. So, and we got another one there to show, huh? That's the Pete Doherty shot.
The Pete Doherty photo.
Okay, so that's if we could take a look at that. Now, that's the one we talked about from the dunes. It's currently at $160, and it's a value of $350. Let's see. Just original dunes print by scenic photographer Pete Doherty, who of course is class of '71, and this is the class of '71's 50th anniversary, and they've been unfortunately having to deal with how do we plan something in a pandemic. But so to all the class of '71 alums out there, happy 50th reunion this year, right? And what else do you want to say about the photo? Anything? It's a beautiful shot.
It's framed. It is on metal, which makes it just so much sharper. If the photo is so much sharper, it almost looks like it's 3D. But it's a beautiful fall photo from the dunes.
Yeah, and that's a metal print, not a metal frame.
I'm sorry, metal
Right?
print.
No, you didn't say that. I'm just
Yeah.
hammering home the point that
It's a metal
it's really a
print.
vivid.
It's just very crisp. The colors
Yeah.
are beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. Thanks, Pete, for all your efforts and your assistance to Bishop Noll. We greatly appreciate your belief in our school and your engagement, and knowing that we are working hard here to continue what has been successfully going on at this location here at 1519 Hoffman Street for I can't say 100 years, because the first year we weren't at this location. From what they tell me, I wasn't here for it. But and what do we have here, Mary Ellen?
The basket is called Evenings with John and Bob, or Bob and John. And so this is a collection, if you're a music fan, this is a collection of Bob Dylan and John Prine CDs. Also, there's a book, a great book, Why Bob Dylan Matters, if you are a fan of his. And his I didn't realize that Bob Dylan had whiskeys, but there are 3 pint-sized whiskeys. Do you have the description there?
I was floored by something else I just saw here. So
What else did you see?
It has to do with pierogi, but let me get that for you real quick here. What's the name of John and?
It's Evenings with Bob and John.
Bob and John.
Bob Dylan, John Prine.
Right, I'm looking for it. I'm sorry. If I had the number in front of me instead of just scrolling for it. So we created with 100 items here, plus it's harder to find them as easily, at least on my. What am I looking for?
17.
Thank you. I was way past it. Thank you, team. All right, there it is. Okay, it's currently at $320. So it includes what did you want me just to read the?
Sure, it's John Prine, Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Whose careers have spanned more than a half century. The winning bidder will receive a collection of whiskey, CDs, and more that highlight these poetic storytellers. A gift set including 3 half-pint bottles of Dylan's highly rated collection of whiskeys, featuring images of his ornamental ironwork designs. CDs featuring studio and live recordings of Dylan and Prine. A book titled Why Bob Dylan Matters, written by a Harvard professor who teaches a course on Dylan. And 2 extra-large T-shirts, one for each musician. And please note the Dylan shirt is cranberry color.
Yes.
So it's not, that's
This is the
Prine
John
one.
Prine.
Okay. So that's a very
And
nice
since
size.
we lost John Prine last year, this is a great piece to have.
And we thank not only Sandra Rag, but her family for,
Yes.
Sandra is
Sandra works in our finance office.
finance
and,
office, a very loyal and dedicated employee, been here for a long time, used to be in the classroom
yes,
when she first started.
home ec
here.
teacher in the classroom.
Yeah. So I can't help but did I talk about pierogi at all tonight?
Just a little.
This is now at $1,000.
Wow. Wow.
$1,000 for potato pierogi. Oh man.
The Polish grandma's going to be happy with that.
So, wow! Thank you all. That's exciting. That's a great amount for.
Now I see what stumped you a few minutes ago,
Yeah,
Paul.
I was like, was that a typo I was looking at here? And I'm sorry, Bob and John there.
That's okay.
I missed that. So we are just a couple minutes away from closing out those premier auction items. I see the field house has gone up. The field house is now at $450. Cabernet's $525, $3,400 on Sanibel, and $840. We're up to $840 on Off the Wagon. So these are great, very inspiring. So we're just very, very grateful for our alums and all that they do. So anything here in the last minute and a half or so that you want to tell anybody before the premiums close?
I just can't wait to see what the pierogies end at.
I'm just floored. That's that high. That's awesome. I'm just really thrilled. We're at 800 on the golf, 3,400 on Sanibel, Cabernet's at 525, Off the Wagon 840, and let's talk real briefly about the Explore Indie package. That's kind of a neat little thing. There's some items for some of our alums who maybe either visit or live in the Indianapolis area.
Right. I mean, we were out soliciting for some donations, and Jen Florek began to contact some of the businesses in Indianapolis, and they were most generous in their donations. And so there's a package with some restaurants, with some coffee shops in Indianapolis, some passes, I believe, is to the Indianapolis Zoo. There's just a nice assortment of indie attractions and food.
Okay. Very good. I see I'm just here for the mules is $450 now, so that's a good thing too. So we're counting it down. Golf at North Shore Country Club up to $950 here, right under the gun here. Somebody's getting it in. So how are we gonna just? Well, I guess we'll just wait for the final thing here to close, and then we'll give the report as to what they went for. And I guess we with 100 items, we're not going to be able to sit here and personally thank the winning bidders or anything like that, because
Right.
get into that. So we trust that when we mention who. Well, you'll know if you want it, because you'll know because you'll get the text or whatever. Beal Knight Fieldhouse sponsorship is up to $750, and in a moment here, I know my screen is going to change to closed, and there it goes. They're all closed. So here's what we have for those premium items. Sanibel Island Condo went for $3,400. Thank you to our bidders, and thank you to Mark and Sharon Clossy for that generous
Excellent.
gift again. B&I Fieldhouse sponsorship, $750. Thank you very much. Golf at North Shore, $950. That's great. Life is a Cabernet, $525. We thank George and Mary Fitzpatrick for both the North Shore and the Cabernet gift. God bless you both. And the homemade potato pierogi, $1,000. We thank our generous bidders, all of you who helped lead up to that, and to BNI's Polish grandmother, Teresa Radzewicki. This is
God
really
bless her.
truly awesome. So, off the wagon, $840. Very successful first round.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled.
So, and remember, all of this money goes directly to student assistance, to scholarship aid here
Yes.
at Bishop Noll. So, all of the money, all of the proceeds, 100% go to assist students with their education here at Bishop
Right.
Noll.
Really, having a virtual auction like this, there are no expenses. We are 100% go right to the scholarships.
Yeah.
We keep our expenses pretty minimal when we have our events in person, but these past 2 years has been 100%.
And then I think I speak for myself and probably some others here, and maybe yourself, that we want to get back to being able to meet with our stakeholders in person and
Yes.
and have an event like this in person.
Right.
But we probably will create a hybrid version where they are in person, but people at home can bid as well.
Right. We love the Give Smart option where it's a platform where we can reach not just the people who come in person to our events, but who are at home, who aren't able to make it, who may live out of town, who would like to participate in the auctions and the donations and kind of all the fun of the evening.
And that's for sure. That's for sure. So anything about the next round that you want to say about the items coming up in particular? We got a half hour.
Got a half hour.
And then we're going to close at 8.
Yes.
And then shortly after 8, we'll
be drawing the
might
raffle.
Be 8:05, might be 8:10, somewhere in that vicinity, maybe 8:15, and we'll then do the raffle drawing.
The raffle.
And then wrap up. Right now, as you're looking on the screen of your, if you're watching us, you currently are seeing the names of those who have donated to us. So we thank all of you who have done so. We'll try to get that up again a little bit later in the live stream. So thanks to all of you for your very generous
Thank you.
donations.
Thank you. It means so much to us, to our students,
Okay.
and their families.
Okay. So in the meantime, if you have anything else you want to highlight, let us know.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask Lorenza maybe if she can come back
Okay.
up and we can talk a little bit more about the centennial a little bit. Did you have something before?
Nope, I think I have highlighted everything that I needed to.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll keep everybody on their toes and
Okay.
way to rally everybody. So thank you so much. And we'll bring Lorenzo back in here.
Back?
And,
Back at it.
we can't have 100 years without celebrating at some point in time. So so we do have plans for a big centennial gala here in the BNI Fieldhouse September 16th, which is the actual 100th anniversary of the first day of classes at what was then Catholic Central High School. 40 students took their seats. I think there were 8 sophomores and 32 freshmen that first year, and they were in 2 classrooms at St. Mary's School in East Chicago.
There you go.
And here we are 100 years later. That's
What a whirlwind. One of the things I was going to suggest, since everybody has their phones out and they're bidding right now on all these items, is to actually put in their calendar September 16th. September 16th, we have the gala. That's a Thursday, and everyone's like, well, why a Thursday? Because that's the 100 years in. That's the day. So that's what we went with. And then Friday, we plan on having that tailgate event in the evening. So your typical homecoming tailgate will be that Friday. The Saturday, we're hoping to have, we have a variety of activities on Saturday, a 5K run, a warrior run. We're going to have a tea time, literally a tea and crumpet time, hosted by D-Buck. And we're going to encourage others. We also are setting up kind of golf courses, et cetera, on Saturday, and kind of encouraging others to, support locals, get together in reunion groups on that Saturday. And then Sunday, no better way for a Catholic school to end off with Mass and a picnic after. So we're hoping to have an outdoor Mass that day, and picnic and fellowship. And we're going to celebrate. 100 years is no small feat. As a school, as an organization, we have a lot to be proud of here at Bishop Noll.
Yes, we do, and you can tickets are being sold for the gala. It will be a very, very nice event.
Absolutely.
Kind of cocktail attire. It's a $250 ticket for, or $2,500 if you want a full table of 10. There are sponsorships available. There will be a little bit of music, but a nice program, a very, very, very nice dinner. There will be a cocktail hour beforehand, or happy hour or whatever. But
and what a great weekend to be proud to be a Warrior, right? You can come in for the event and really show your Warrior pride. Whether you live close by or you're far out, I would mark it on your calendar, get your tickets. And come on out and see your alma mater and do your alma mater proud by supporting us on our 100th year and coming out for at least one of those events, if not all of those events.
And there's we're tied to the 100th is the fact that we have we're going to have our White Sox outing hopefully on July 18th. We're keeping our fingers crossed, and then the next day on July 19th. Monday is our golf outing at Innsbruck in Merrillville.
So take your sunscreen out, crew. It sounds like 2 back-to-back Bishop Noll events in which you can participate in a baseball game and a golf outing.
And not just to remind people, it's $760 is the current bid. That's item number 53 for the BNI golf outing, which is at Innsbruck. So the other thing that tied to the centennial, we're going to do something different. And we're going to be releasing on Monday information on our website here at bishopnoll.org. But we are going to have our first helicopter ball drop, where you could buy a golf ball for $25 or $5 for $100, and a helicopter will hover over the 10th fairway at Innsbruck Country Club in Merrillville, and will drop the ball, and the 10 closest balls to the pin will get a cash prize, and
folks,
be eligible. This is the big one. Be eligible to win the grand prize of $100,000.
Wow.
And I won't get into the weeds right now about how that'll all be unveiled, but there will be a randomly selected number.
That's awesome.
And if your pre-selected number, that will be sealed and nobody will know it, including us. And then if one of those 10 balls matches the number that is in this envelope that we will have in our hands, that the holder of that ball's number will win $100,000. So Monday we'll be releasing information on that and the tickets. We've got our gaming license in hand. We're all set with the golf course. We're all set with the helicopter company. We've secured 1,921 golf balls, which is the max we're going to sell in honor of recognition of our 1921 founding as a school. So
what a fun way to potentially win $100,000, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be at the ball drop or at this basket filled with lottery tickets. What a great opportunity to win some money here while supporting Bishop Noll.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So more will be coming out Monday. We wanted to get through tonight first, and then go from there. So a lot of fun. But we do hope that we get to see, I think the first 70 or 80 tickets or so for the gala have been sold in the field house. We're hoping for a crowd of about 600.
Absolutely.
And what a terrific way to celebrate a century of excellence.
Absolutely. And not only that, celebrate each other, right? We just went through this pandemic. What a great opportunity to reconvene socially than being at an event that celebrates your high school, as I like to refer to them as my glory days, with the people that you went to school with. So, consider, getting a table with your class, with your family, whatever works best for you, but join us on our 100th year celebration. I think when you really think about 100 years and education in general and what has happened in those 100 years, it's amazing that we're still here and we're still serving Northwest Indiana in the faith, in what we do, and preparing kids for college. It's great.
You just say Glory Day, so I just had to make a note here to get Springsteen music queued up for that for that event. So we'll do that. And I can't stay away from pierogi. I just have to. So the sauerkraut's now up to $470.
This guy and his pierogies.
I just love Mrs. Redzwicki. And
she's a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman, great family. So I totally get why the pierogies are going so high. Yeah. And if you look at the picture, look at the size of those things. Like, I don't know much about pierogi, but those are the size of tamales, if you ask me.
Well, I was going to say I don't know if they make pierogi in Texas, but those look like Texas size.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, some other neat things coming up too. We got about how much time do we have? About a little less than 20 minutes on this on the closing of all the items. All the items close at 8 o'clock.
And you asked me about a few of the baskets. So when I was done, I went back to remind myself of what I was looking at. Man, Munster Donuts, way to hook it up. I mean, a dozen of donuts a month. You can't beat that. Someone's going to be happy in your family for that dozen. My mother-in-law won that a few years ago, and occasionally Yaya would come over and drop off a dozen for the kids. And what a great opportunity to share some Munster Donut love with your neighbors. And in addition, the other one I saw that was donated by the art club was that stool, that BNI hand-painted stool from students. Another fun way to, maybe for a college student, to put a little bit of their Bishop Noll pride in their dorm room and kind of make it a little fun and lively. I will say that when I went to IU, everybody knew that I was a Bishop Noll grad because I was always adorning Bishop Noll gear. So a stool like that might remind our college students of their old Bishop Noll stomping days.
There you go. There you go. So thanks to everybody for your involvement. We're not done yet. We have hit our $50,000 mark and passed it. So
thank you, everybody. Thank you.
So I heard the clapping coming from our team in the back here.
And I heard the president's going to take us out after this now.
There you go. You might just have that, yeah. Do we have to wear this? I don't know. Depends where we go. So, I'm just looking at some of the items here as we get closer. Even some of the sports memorabilia is going more than it was earlier.
Everything's pretty active right now. So if you're out there, deciding on what you're going to bid on, don't hesitate. Just click, because someone's going to outbid you really quick. So be ready. Fast fingers today are a good thing. Every dollar earned goes straight to students, straight to our education here at Bishop Noll.
The Pinot Noirs are $325.
Ooh, Mike, if you're on Pinot Noir, let's do this.
That's 6 bottles, high end. It is a fair market value of $300, but that's a beautiful thing.
Pinot Noir is a beautiful thing.
Golf at Briar Ridge is up to $450. Don't forget the golf at our golf outing on number 53. It's the skating party at the Cube. That's a $600 value. And you get an hour's skate, and you get. I think it's. Let me call that up. I think it's a.
If any of you have children that have winter birthday parties, what a fun birthday party to have at the Cube. If you remember, Paul, I wanted to have my sons there, but it was COVID. Yeah. What a fun opportunity for kids to skate. And they're like, they don't know how to skate. We'll teach them, parents, take them out there, let them fall a few times, let them skate, have a party there, have a blast. And what a nice donation from Sabilo, the Sabilo family. Great family, very supportive of our hockey team and all their endeavors as well.
Yes, the Sabilo family and Frank Buck,
Mr. Buck, that's
a partner of his with the Cube Rink. They are. He also is a Bishop Noll alum. Played hockey with Stanley, I think,
right.
Back in the day. So that you get that. This is 1 hour of ice time, which is not inexpensive. I mean, ice time is pretty.
Pretty prime around here.
Yeah. You get the complimentary skate rental too. You don't have to pay for skates. You just got to pay for whatever the high bid is. So you could have up to 150 people. So you could have a nice party there.
Absolutely.
Probably have to get there a little early to get your skates, stand in line to get all the skates. But so to the Sabilos and to Frank Buck and everybody over at the Cube, thank you very much for your generosity. And that's it's a $375, and you got 15 minutes to go. So.
And as you just mentioned, the Sabilos and the Bucks, I mean, I think that's just, the way they give back to the community, right? You go to Bishop Noll, you really are a supporter of the community, and those two gentlemen are a fine example of that. Not only did they graduate from here, but they can continue to support what they believe in here at Bishop Noll.
Well, and speaking of the Bucks, also Frank is, tied to the Cube, but his brother George and George's wife Dee Dee, who was a Dee Dee Ryder, Denise Ryder, she's the one who's hosting the tea.
Absolutely, and George, a longtime educator of the Diocese of Gary. One of the things that I think is most beautiful about Bishop Noll in general is really the quality of disciples that we put out there, right? One of the things, when I get the opportunity to talk about my principal, scholarship. One of the things that, as we're bidding on these things that we want to be mindful of is some of us may not want to bid on anything. Some of us just want to maybe be generous and donate from our heart, and just say, you know what, I don't want anything for it. I want to give back to it.
Sure.
And then when you think of this opportunity, this is every dollar going straight to students. That doesn't happen too often. But when you look at that opportunity, when you look at, alum who give back to the community, when you look at, we talked about the principals that have graduated from Bishop Noll. When we talk about the healthcare workers that have graduated from Bishop Noll, when you talk about the servants of a community, they're coming from Bishop Noll. And I think that that's something that we should pride ourselves on. The students graduating today are the students serving tomorrow. And I think that just as many of you are successful in your right and what you do and how you serve the community, we are still pulling out those same students. Next door neighbor, a Bishop Noll grad, and he's a pharmacist in the neighborhood. Other neighbor, she works for IUN supporting higher education. It's amazing how the Bishop Noll community rallies around itself. And this is an event in which not only do you rally around being a warrior, but you also rally and support those students, and you give back to the community that served you and put you in a better light than maybe you were before.
And you talk about BNI alums being all over the place too. I mean, the stories that I have come across when one runs into another in the most unexpected places. I've heard some tremendous stories about that, including on the ground in Vietnam, and that's pretty incredible stuff when you think about it. In fact, I was going to ask, and maybe we can get some help from our team in back. I would kind of like to know, for those of you watching us now live, where are you watching us from? And I don't know.
Go ahead, type that in.
Yeah, how can we find that out, team back there?
Yeah. Go ahead and type it in the comments if you're joining us from afar, and we'll try to find the person who's furthest out joining us this evening virtually.
Comments of where?
In the comments typically.
Of Facebook?
Facebook.
Oh, okay. So if you're watching on Facebook, we could do it that way.
Right.
If you're not watching on Facebook, Jen, what do you think we should do? Can I give them your email to send you an email?
Yeah, they could email advancement.
Okay. If you have access to email and can tell us where you're watching from, advancement@bishopnoll.org. Advancement@bishopnoll.org. And Jimmy's holding up a sign. He's in Hammond.
There you go. And I think that, when we look at the distances, when we look at the locations, I mean, we are everywhere. As Bishop Noll Warriors. I was at my mother's house and I called NIPSCO, and the guy that came to check to make sure there wasn't a gas leak at my family's house was actually an alum. And I told him, I was like, hey dude, you need to come back home. He's like, I go to the tailgate sometime. But it's just amazing how we're everywhere. And not only are we everywhere, I really think that when you look at the character that Bishop Noll Warriors bring to the table, I mean, we're doers, we're servants, we're hard workers. We serve our community, right? Whether we're in the medical field, in the education field, whether we're lawyers, doctors, biochemists, whatever you do, as Bishop Noll Warriors, we do to serve Christ, we do to serve our community. And with that in mind, help give that back to Northwest Indiana. Times have changed. The area has changed, but what we do has not changed. We are here to serve Christ, to educate students, mind, body, and soul, and to prepare them to one day be successful citizens, such as everybody that's viewing this evening.
I'm going to take the liberty of sharing one story, and I hope Andy Jussick doesn't mind. Andy was a former teacher here.
And my former coach. Hi, Coach.
And girls basketball coach. He's still involved with girls basketball, helping up at his granddaughter's school up in Chicago. But so Andy told the story once of how he was, after he had retired, he was out and he had felt, and he gave me permission to use this, so I hope he doesn't mind using it again, that he felt what he believed to be a heart attack as he was walking his daughter's dog for her. And so he walked the dog back into the house, called his daughter and said, hey, can you come get me, drive me to the hospital? And she said, I'm not going to come and get you. I'm going to call the 911. You're going to get an ambulance. So the ambulance comes, takes Andy to Northwestern Memorial up there, and he's greeted at the ER door by the gurney or the whatever you call it, and I don't know how many attendants there. They get him strapped on. They they whisk him into the door. They'll go down this hallway, go down that hallway. It's all a blur to him. He said, the lights are, it's just a blur so much. They finally get him into this one room. The paddles come out. They put him underneath the spotlight, and the bright lights are shining down on him. And he said the silhouette of a young lady leans over him, and the first thing that somebody says to him is, "Aren't you Coach Jusick from Bishop Noll?" And he said, right then and there, he said, I knew I was in good hands. The one person standing between me and my creator was a Bishop Noll grad.
There you go.
It's just, you never know when you're going to run into them.
Well, and we're everywhere. I'm not kidding when I say that.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. And if you ever wear your little Bishop Noll logo, you're going to find somebody, whether you're at the grocery store or out further out. You're going to know where the Bishop Noll Warriors are because we're good folks and we hang out.
That's for sure. So, all right, what do we got here? We got about less than 9 minutes. 8 minutes.
9 minutes, folks. 9 minutes.
8:35 and counting. Right now, right on your screen, you get another look at we want to special thanks to the donors who are scrolling here on our screen. These are people who may or may not have been able to win a bid on something, but they see the importance of what we do here, and they want to make sure that what we do is continued well into the future, into our second century for the generations still to follow to help the students. Those names are being shared with you right now. So thank you very much to all our donors.
Absolutely. Huge gratuity to all those donors, to all those who donated baskets to us, to all those currently working madly on their phones, making sure that they're doing their part to support Bishop Noll education and future Bishop Noll Warriors. Thank you. If there's one thing I've learned this year, the act of gratuity goes a long way. So continuing, to support what you believe in is important. Continuing to do your part as a graduate, a Bishop Noll Warrior, a Bishop Noll supporter. Remember, every dollar today goes to support a student who is going to attend Bishop Noll.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at some of the names that are scrolling here. So thanks to all. Just very, very impressive, very heartwarming.
Absolutely.
To know that we have such support.
Absolutely. And as you're making your final bids, because I know that we're getting down to crunch time, don't outbid me. But
so
as
don't tell them what I am.
I'm not going to tell them which ones. I'm just kidding. It's all fun in love and war. But as you're making your final bids, please know that just like when you go to the grocery store and you make that maybe $5 click to donate to an organization, you're doing the same thing, but you're giving it right to a kid who's looking to aspire to get a stronger education, grounded in faith, and really giving them potentially an opportunity to support their future family and one day be on the other side of that screen supporting another family. So I'm a big believer in paying it forward, and I will say it again. To whom much is given, much is expected. I'm a believer in that in the way I work. I am super blessed, and I try to give super blessings back.
So if you're gonna beat Lorenza at something, beat her at giving to Bishop Noll. That's acceptable, right?
That's fair. I'm just not going to tell you what I'm bidding on.
Oh, mercy. So okay, down to the last. What do we have here? 6+ minutes. 6 minutes to go right now. And then, Mary Ellen, is there anything we need to tell from your end here as we get closer to the end? Anything of importance? Just keep on bidding, huh? There you go. I'm just looking and it's very, very, very heartwarming to see these all of these things here. Let's
if I may just mention out to the viewers out there, I know Pete Doherty's picture, just truthfully, it does not do it justice on the screne. I was watching it in the back. When it comes up, it literally looks three-dimensional. It looks like the trees are in your room. Pete Doherty's always been such a avid supporter, and at so many of our events with his photography, he truly shares his talent, and the image that's on the screen, I don't know if it's on the screen for you, but the image doesn't do it justice. It is gorgeous. It genuinely looks like it's protruding from the frame. So Pete, thank you for that donation, and consider purchasing that, as it's gorgeous. And it's from the Dunes. So for our locals, Indiana Dunes, now a national park, recognized. Consider looking at that image and making a donation.
$160 for that right now for Pete's. It's a beautiful, beautiful, make a beautiful addition to somebody's wall. So I'm just looking here. The lotto basket's at $525. That's a beautiful thing too. Golf
I
and
want to
pro-
go run to my phone. I'll be disciplined. My husband's on the other line. You better be paying attention.
If you want to go to your phone, go ahead. We'll let you go. But we have 4 minutes and 25 seconds left. So, Mary Ellen, why don't you come back up for a second, Mary Ellen? Okay. And we'll, yeah. Oh, she's getting her phone coming back to
I can multitask.
Skating Party 375. Those mustard donuts 255. How about that? Thank our friends.
That's a lot of dough. Thank you guys so much. This is looking great. Everything that's coming out. This is really wonderful.
We didn't talk about the replica rings. The Ben Zobrist World Series Cubs ring. That's at $70. These are replicas. They're not. They're not. The
My
real thing.
sister-in-law really wanted the Green Bay Packer ones. I refused to make a bet on that one. A bet on that one, as I am a true Chicago Bears fan.
Well, that's of the 4 replica rings. You got Aaron Rodgers for the Packers. You got the Ohio State ring at $40, and Lou Holtz 1988 National Championship ring, Notre Dame. That's at $80. But the Packers Brett Rodgers one is the lowest one right now.
As it should be. Just kidding. It all goes to students. Even the Green Bay Packer fans can vote.
Hey, we should thank too Mrs. Stibbich, who out in Hagwish, who donated.
What a beautiful family, right? They've sent so many family members here, the Stibbiches, and then their grandkids. I was privileged enough to coach their grandkid. One of their daughters taught my child. Great family, and they really gave us some beautiful pieces to practice our faith with.
The 3 rosaries that she handmade. One is the Swarovski crystal beads is a wedding rosary. That's $105 right now going.
That's gorgeous.
And then there's a boys' first communion rosary, which is at $35, and a girls' communion rosary at $35. So those are still available if you feel so compelled in the final 2 minutes and 25 seconds of our bidding here. You're just getting down to the end. We want to thank also our friends at Plaza Lanes for giving us a gift and there's so many people we want to thank and we will. We can't just get through everybody today, but there's some good family portraits available and
If I may, I just want to, when we talk about gratuity and thank yous, genuinely, everybody on the screen, just for watching, you're trying to support us. So, on behalf of myself, the teachers here, the staff here, and really the student body, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for doing your part. If you end up losing your baskets, feel free to still donate. It takes a village to raise a child, and we have quite a few children here that need help raising. So thank you so much, and thank you for your continued support here at Bishop Noll Institute. Don't forget to mark your calendar for the gala on the September 16th, Thursday, and continued events that weekend. So thank you so much.
That's right. We have Kevin from Munster, by the way, says he's watching there, and David's watching from Cherville. So
there you go.
So we got to get those names in. I don't know if we have anybody else that's what's that? Sally from Hobart. Okay. And thanks, Sally, for all you do. And I was hoping maybe we'd get somebody from California, maybe from South Carolina, maybe from Mexico or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think my granddaughter can watch yet. But
Congratulations to Paul. He became a grandfather again yesterday.
Yeah, my son John and his lovely wife Marcella, living down in Mexico. John, class of 09. We're very blessed to have another grandchild. So very good. So anyway, it looks like we're down to 15 seconds. So it's going to be ending here. Yeah. So we'll go through in a minute here with the items. Mary Ellen, this is Lorenza just gave her little talk about the importance of giving and what it means to donate, even if you didn't want to bid. So this is typically when we have had our big event in the field house,
yes,
and we close our live auction. We typically have in the past we've had silent auctions. In the past we have a live auction. We've had other raffles and baskets so to speak. But The final auction, live auction item is always kind of what they call a paddle raise.
Yes.
And maybe you can talk a little bit about how we could do that here as we wrap up our bidding tonight.
South
Oh.
Carolina.
Okay. Oh, somebody from South Carolina. I think
Oh.
that might be Jeff.
Okay.
It is.
All right. Jeff Christoph, South Carolina. Thanks for watching.
We call it a paddle raise. We also call it the principal's auction. And this is the point in time in the evening where you have a chance to give from the heart. And you can give at whatever level is most comfortable for you. Just think about how you have been blessed personally by through your experience at Bishop Noll. And any donation, no matter how large or how small, is so deeply appreciated by all of us.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know that you and I have both sent our children here, and
Yes.
we, I think, can appreciate the value of what Bishop Noll did for our children.
Absolutely. Both of my children were recipients of scholarships here at Bishop Noll. It made a huge difference for Kevin and I. Kevin being the class of 1976, he's one of 8 children, and 5 of them attended Bishop Noll. I know that was a sacrifice for his parents, and it was a sacrifice for you and I. But we certainly reaped the benefits of a great Bishop Noll education and experience.
Yes, and so like Lorenza said previously, and Mary Ellen, that if you did not win an item, but you can still support BNI by making a donation, and if you've been bidding, or if you do have to register.
Yes.
To go onto our site there at bigevent100.givesmart.com.
Correct.
You could also do it from your phone or your website, however you get in your browser, and that's good. I see that Moscow Mules did go for $475.
Okay.
Pete Doherty's picture went for $280, so that's a good thing. Evenings with Bob and John is $410. That's good. So people rose to the occasion here. So just looking to see if anything jumps out at me before we move off of this item. Golf at Briar Ridge $450. The golf outing $760 on the BNI golf outing. The Cube $375 for the skating party. We didn't talk about the fact that what we had available for our families of seniors who could get premium seating.
Oh, we did. How did that go?
How did we not talk about that? Because where's that at?
That was another one, kind of on the pierogi level.
Yeah, it kind of took on a life of its own. $920 for
preferred seating at graduation.
In our field house. Yeah, that's awesome.
You get to pick the place where this year each family is only allowed 4 students because of the social distancing we have to do in order to have an in-person, in the field house graduation ceremony. So preferred seating is you get to select where you would like to sit, you and your 3 other guests, and you get a parking space, which is always premium on graduation night.
Have I said anything about pierogi tonight?
No.
Well, I'm just floored.
How about the sauerkraut?
I'm just floored because the sauerkraut came in at $1,000.
Wow.
$1,000 for 150 sauerkraut pierogi. Only our BNI's Polish grandmother,
Only at
Teresa
Bishop Noll.
Radzwicki, can make pierogi worth that amount, right?
True warrior spirit.
Wow! Thanks to everybody. Thanks to our generous donor, and all the donors who helped get to that point. Truly amazing, and we are very, very grateful to everybody. So
We are.
We know that we got more donations coming in, and we have a raffle coming
We
up.
do.
So we need to position ourselves to.
Okay.
So if you want to
I'll call Julie up here.
start moving in that direction, and Julie Sandoval will help us get the thing. And do you want to put it on top of the table here? Where do you want to? Just be careful with the way it spins when you lift it there. And Mary Ellen, you can or somebody can give us just a rundown of what it is we're doing here, with the raffle. It's a Warrior Winnings raffle, which is our annual raffle at the big Reinvent or the big event.
Right. We have 2 raffles a year. Our fall raffle,
Yeah.
and then this is our spring Warrior Winnings raffle.
Okay.
First prize is $5,000. Second prize is $1,000, and the third prize is $500.
So that's very,
So we're
very, very
lucky
good.
winner.
So
Who's pulling?
is
Lorenzo?
Lorenzo? Are you pulling?
Yeah. Could you?
Yeah. We had to make sure.
Just
yeah,
had to make sure we're following all
so
the rules, folks.
Lorenzo's one of our names that's on the license to actually pull.
And if you win the big bucks, feel free to throw a tip my way. Whatever tip comes my way, I will make sure to donate it right back to Bishop Noll Institute.
Okay, so what are we drawing first?
We are drawing. We're gonna pull it and lay it to the side. We pull the first place first. Julie, how do I open this, please?
Yeah.
You remove the tape.
If somebody wants to
Would anybody
donate,
like to donate?
somebody donate a new
Raffle box?
raffle box. Yeah. Hey, you pull it out once a year. What do you know?
All right, so the first one I'm pulling is for
First place,
first place.
$5,000.
$5,000, folks.
We won't announce it until later.
I will not. First place.
Right now, the second place.
Oh my goodness. This tape is ridiculous.
Actually, it's pretty good. Uh-oh, hold on.
We got to put these back in. I shouldn't have crumpled the tape. Perfect. We're in a sticky situation. All right, this is for second place in the sum of $1,000. Second place. I'll put it far away.
Okay,
And how many more?
one more.
One more. Third place for $500. And this is the final one for $500. For $500. Sorry about that. All right.
Okay, now we're gonna start with third place.
Third place.
Okay. Third place for $500, John Conway from Monticello, Indiana.
Congratulations, John.
Congratulations. Second place for $1,000, Dave Dolak from the class of 1976 in Hammond, Indiana.
Hey, Dave.
Congratulations. Way to go. Dave's awesome. And the $5,000 winner, Diane and Bob Zabo from Crown Point, Indiana. $5,000. Congratulations.
Wow, that's terrific. Diane and Bob?
Diane and Bob.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. So thank you all for those who participated in the raffle. Congratulations to the winners and helping us helping make it a successful event here. And while Mary Ellen does that, then do we want to go down just real quickly without talking too much, just any of these bids and what they finally went for? Or, I mean, the people will know, right?
They will receive a text
They will
message.
receive a text message, so
Yes.
that we don't have to go through and break it down per se. I just think it's okay. So if you've won an item, you live locally, you can pick it up. Our school hours are our item pickup hours are basically 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in general during school days. If you want to do that this coming week, we won't. The following week there'll be certain days where we won't have it available probably because of commencement and everything, but on the 27th. But
If you call the advancement office, just
Okay.
if you just call the advancement office, the main contact is Julie Sandoval, and you can make arrangements for a pickup if you need to come at different times. But if you can stop by between 9 and 3, and if you are living out of town, we can make some arrangements as well.
I do have to, I promised Rocco that I would mention, I should have done it earlier, but tomorrow night at 6 o'clock is the Spring Band and Choir Concert
Okay.
here at Bishop Noll. And while parents will be able to attend, I believe there's not general admission. You just can't come to view it because of COVID and our spacing.
Right.
So it will be live streamed on the BNI Fine Arts Facebook page at 6 o'clock, and maybe we'll share it on the BNI, the Bishop Noll page itself. So the band and choir concert at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time tomorrow, Sunday evening, and that's it. So Mary Ellen, any final words as we wrap up? I mean, we have the Bishop Noll family is a great group of family members, and rallying to the
Is there
cause.
a final total?
The final total on here is nearing 57,000.
Wow.
Let me see, and of course we don't have. So there's a little more that goes into that because of raffle, et cetera. But we passed our goal tonight, so that's a good thing. We look forward to and I do want to mention that we have. We want to thank again the donors who have made just straight donations are rolling right now, and so we want to thank those names that you're looking at on your screen. And once again, it is not too late to donate.
You can donate. You can continue to donate tonight and even through the rest of next week.
Yeah. So if you're watching this on the YouTube replay, which is available, right, Jen? That they can watch it later. They can play it back and watch it in the coming days, or Facebook. That's right. We got it on YouTube, on Facebook, et cetera.
Yes, if you're not able to make a donation tonight,
you can
make donations through next week. You can call us. We can take a donation over the phone. Anything you'd like to help our scholarship fund.
Yeah, and so I remember last year it grew after
it did.
A couple days afterwards, it still grew some. So if you want a prize, again, contact the advancement office. As Mary Ellen said, we'll be here to help you out. If for those that can ship and are there is an extra cost to bear the shipping to you.
Yes.
But all in all, just a very successful evening.
What a successful evening.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of our winning bidders on all the great items you procured. And thank you for your generous donations. It's just been a really successful event again.
And hopefully when we do this next year, we'll be in our field house, meeting many of you personally and seeing you again, toasting each other, and welcoming remote bidders as well from your homes or your favorite watering holes.
We look forward to welcoming you back to Bishop Noll next year.
Yeah.
We really are. We've missed you, and we thank you for your generosity and your kindness and your love.
Very much so. So, well, without further ado, thanks to everybody, and from the Bishop Noll Media Center.
Good night.
Oh, she's pointing to the camera. I'm sorry. I thought something else was going on over there. So thank you very much for everybody, and God bless you all. And
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors. Thanks, everybody.